The International Pentecostal Holiness Church Leadership Battle continues before the North Gauteng High Court today, and the church has been embroiled in drama following the death of its leader, Bishop Gayton Modise, in 2016. And three factions are vying for the leadership, and congregants are expected to gather outside the court. We have eNCA reporter Pule Letshwiti-Jones, who's there and joins us live. Now, Pule, good morning to you, and thank you so much for joining us. Earlier on, we were talking just about the succession plan of the Modise church playing out in court between two siblings, and there's a third faction as well that is in the mix. I mean, what are the issues at hand?
Yeah, definitely. Quite a lot has been happening in the church since the passing of the Bishop Gayton Modise in 2016. And essentially what this has done is that it has created, divisions within the church. We have a branch in Zirbakom, which is, of course, led by Bishop Tshepiso Modise. Then you have another one in, of course, Jerusalem, just on the outskirts of Pretoria, which is, of course, also led by Leonard Sandlan, who, by the way, has been fingered at not to be the rightful successor for the church, and those from Zirbakom are claiming that he was not the son of the late Gayton Modise. So that has been the dispute here. That's the reason why we are at court today. We have, of course, in the past seen the number of politicians that have went to the Zirbakom branch under the leadership of Tshepiso Modise, such as the likes of Nomvula Mokonyane, the Deputy President Paul Mashatile, amongst others from the ANC as well. Previously, we also know about a shootout that happened at Zirbakom where some lost their lives as well. And when we see what's happening here at church, I'm going to just ask my colleague Nokamalachi to pan on my left-hand side. You see that the security is quite tight, and they're trying to block any form of element which could disrupt the church. You would remember just previously as well, the judge presiding over the succession battle matter claimed that she had received death threats, and this of course was also the matter before the High Court. So the security here has been beefed up, and we are waiting to get an outcome today from the court to give us a direction as to where this case is actually heading. What I can tell you, the latest developments, is that the branch from Zirbakom has, of course, withdrawn from the case as well. So we will get a sense as to, while that is the case, legally, what does it mean for this court case. But let's just take a listen to what one of the officials from the Jerusalem IPHC branch, Mr. Vusi Ndala, the spokesperson, had to say earlier on, just in build-up before this court case begins at 10 a.m.
The reason we are here today, we are here for what it has become known as the IPHC Leadership Succession Battle. We've always been ready for this case. Since 2016, the applicant Tshepiso Modise filed an application that he's the one who is the successor or claiming the throne to the leadership of the church. And in 2019, Leonard Modise also claimed to be the successor of the church. So both of them, in actual fact, they are contradicting each other. Be that as it may, we are here as the church. We are the IPHC. Even in court documents, a party that is recognized as IPHC as the church is us. The people that you see here, it is the IPHC. There's no any other one who is the IPHC other than the people, the members of the church that you see here.
Pule, it sounds more like an issue around planning and succession, indeed, in who the rightful owner is before the visionary who's now deceased. In 2016, as you mentioned, had there been planning or perhaps a proper handover in documented statements in black and white, we probably could have averted this particular battle between the brothers.
Well, indeed, when you look at the dynamics of that before the passing of Bishop Letshwiti-Jones, it seems as though there was, of course, a bit of challenges as to getting the rightful documentation as to who should be the successor. Now, here comes the tricky part. What we've learned as well is that we are being told that the success of the church doesn't necessarily have to be the child of the late Bishop Modise. And that's what we're getting from IPHC Jerusalem, and that's what they're also trying to argue in their court documentation. However, from Zirbukom, they claim that, of course, the rightful successor was supposed to be Tepiso Modise, who would have been leading the church as well. They claim that they got the rightful documentation, and therefore they believe that that's the reason why they don't necessarily have to, continue with the court case, because they understand that they've got everything in order. But while that's the case, while they don't see, eye to eye, this creates confusion amongst the congregants as well, and this means that the church also cannot, go in the right direction. And essentially, you are seeing these break apart from the church in the form of different branches as well. So this court case today will be very essential in terms of giving clarity and direction as to where we're going legally, and that's what the churches will have to abide by. But outside of the courts, on a Sunday or a Saturday, when you go to some of the churches as well, you will see that it's business as usual. You have one branch, of course, on the outskirts of Pretoria, which is the Jerusalem branch, and you've got another in Zirbukom continuing as usual as well. But this court case will set a correct precedent in assuring who is the rightful successor to supposed to be leading the church in the right direction.
It will certainly also test the legacy of the church, including Bishop Modise. But thanks so much, Pule Letshwiti-Jones, reporting live there outside court with the succession battle of the Modise church, citing even 3 factions so far, but loyal and faithful members and congregants still attending church as business as usual, as Pule was saying. We'll touch base with him as court gets underway.